Hello, New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com here. Today it's the 16th of July 2022. Before we get into it, if I could ask the usual opening request for a favour, and that's if you would please subscribe to the channel. That'd be excellent. Every subscriber helps and is appreciated, so please hit the button if you feel that you'd like to. That'd be excellent. Okie doke, today we're going all the way back to the early 1970s and a band called Babe Ruth. Now, it is hard to believe that it's around about 50 years since Babe Ruth's glorious debut album was issued back in 1972. And they were generally more hard rock than progressive rock, but they also brought in a twist of jazz fusion and even a bit of flamenco here and there to give themselves something of a unique sound. Now, Cherry Red, as adept as they are as doing this kind of stuff, I've just released an excellent clamshell box set comprising of Babe Ruth's first three albums when they were signed to, as the title suggests there on the cover, the harvest years 72 to 75. Those three albums being the excellent First Base, the dodgy Amar Caballero, and then the self-titled third album, which is excellent as well. And in the box, clamshell box thingy, there's a nice 30-odd page booklet of the band's history, and it's an excellent package overall. It really is. Now, Babe Ruth featured the somewhat phenomenal vocal talents of Jenny Hahn. What a voice she had. What a range as well. She could do it all. Belts out the powerful stuff and more soulful stuff effortlessly. And add to that, you've got Alan Shacklock's excellent guitar work and the rhythm section as tight as you'll hear anywhere. And it's a wonder that the band didn't achieve more than they did in terms of sales and commercial success. First Base is a marvellous debut indeed. Wells Fargo, a thumping opener with a simple repeated riff, Hahn's powerful vocals and some superb fluid soloing from Shacklock. Excellent stuff. There's a rollicking cover of Frank Zappa's King Kong, which is all sort of like jazzed up. The Mexican is arguably the band's best known song on the album, and that's all about the Alamo from a Mexican perspective, to put a different slant on it. And that's wide in terms of scope and different styles, quite inventive. And Joker brings the album to a close with a jaw-dropping rocker. Shacklock's going nuts on guitar. Hahn's effortlessly showing what a full vocal range she's got. It's quite remarkable. Excellent debut. And despite that spectacular debut, the follow-up, Amar Caballero, is well, to me at least, something of a letdown. I think it's generally toothless, it feels uncoordinated, and it doesn't really go anywhere. Lady is a pleasant enough opener. Broken Cloud's not too bad. Then for me it falls apart quickly with some poor stuff such as Give Me Some Leg. I mean, what hell's all that about? Baby Pride and Cool Jerk, easily skipped over. For me, the only saving grace is the title track, a three-part affair, which is a sort of a mixture of prog, jazz and flamenco, and well composed. But the rest of the album, take it or leave it. I mostly leave it. But then they come back with that third album, self-titled, and that is a much better effort, which is generally akin to the debut First Base. They even bring in some synths on this one to prog it up a little bit, and generally the album's got a heavier feel to it, certainly than Amar Caballero did. That's indeed evident on Dancer, a fine pulsing rocker. The synths come in a little bit. Reminds me somewhat of what Uriah Heep were doing around the same time. If you think like Look at Yourself or Magician's Birthday, well, Dancer wouldn't have been too out of place on either of those albums. Other highlights include a simply riotous cover of the theme to A Fistful of Dollars, and then a thumping Jack-o'-lantern. Private Number is quite a sort of a mini symphonic sweeping thing and quite catchy as well. And then the Duchess of Orleans with its twisting and turning and more of those excellent vocals from Hahn. For me, say that the self-titled is up there with First Base, and it does redeem themselves somewhat from the oddity, which is Amar Caballero. Now, Babe Ruth offered up something different. Supremely talented band, and this box set of the first 3 albums show how good they were. So even though it's 50 years old, it sounds fresh and still relevant, and you know they were an excellent band. This is a recommended listen. I'll drop a link to it in the description box underneath the video, and it's currently available at quite a nice price. I think I paid just over 20 quid for 3 albums and the booklet and the box set. I think that's a good deal. So link to it below. Do check out Babe Ruth if you're not familiar with them, because these 3 albums, well, 2 of them at least, are excellent. Please subscribe to the channel before you go. That would be marvellous. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care.